Hi, my name is Robert. Please read the comments in the About section of this video. It has valuable information and updates. My YouTube channel has a disclaimer video that I encourage you to watch. And please like, share, and subscribe. I hope you found what you're looking for. Thank you very much for watching. First stop on the Helpers Tour. We're in Carrollton, Texas to help somebody with a 2000 S70. And it should be coming up here on the left here. We look like we're on a private drive here. Maybe this is it. Oh, I don't see a vehicle, but maybe this is it. So let me find out if it's in this garage. Okay, so the car has a misfire, so I'm going straight for the juggler. We put the compression gauge in there, pulled the ignition, and we're going to crank it, see if we have compression. I think they said it was number 3 misfire. That's the one I'm after. Okay, we got high compression, and number 3, it's up at 190, so shouldn't be an issue there. Let me get the code reader and check to see which one it was complaining about. Okay, so number 3 compression was great. Started it up, still vibrating. Had a P1618. So I came out and started unplugging the coil packs one at a time and plugging them back in, and when I unplugged number 1, I didn't get no change. And unplugging the other ones, I did get a change in the vibration. So I'm going to check the compression on number 1. Okay, so this is how the coil situation works. As you can see, the engine is shaking, it's vibrating, it's missing on one of the cylinders. I unplugged the coil on number 1, nothing changes. I unplugged the coil at number 4, you hear it changes, it's shaking a little rougher. Plug it back in, you should hear it rev up and change a little better. So it appears that the car will run on 3 cylinders, but I think number 1 coil pack is gone because the compression's good. In this video, I'm going to show you how to rejuvenate, I guess I would say, a scuff or dull mark on a car. This car was rubbed into a garage, and as you may be able to see, right in this area, the owner tried to get the house paint off of it and was not able to get it polished back to a shiny surface. And a lot of body shops do this kind of thing, but if you have a good buffer or some good polish or something, you could probably get that kind of stuff fixed yourself without having to go to a body shop. Anytime you have paint transfer on a vehicle, whether it's from another vehicle or from bumping into something at your house or something, the first thing you want to do is try to use some chemical to pull that other paint off. Either lightly rub it with paint thinner. Sometimes I'll use diesel fuel or something just to lift off the foreign paint. And then I'll use, if it's a little light scratches, I'll use a rubbing compound, try to do it with my hand. And then immediately after that, I'll use some cleaner polish and then wax it. So at any rate, first thing you want to do is get the foreign material off. Second thing you want to do is try to polish the scratches or abrasion smooth. Third thing you want to do is polish it to give it a shiny finish. But you don't want to use anything abrasive. So you use chemicals or cloth to get this done. So in this scenario, I'm going to go ahead and use professional style equipment with a dual action polisher that I got from Harbor Freight and the polishing chemicals that I got from them in the pads. I recently purchased this dual action polisher to redo the finish on my car like Dan showed me in Kalamazoo. So here's this polisher. Really, I think it's professional grade. Then you have a couple of pads. That's a cutting grade foam pad. Then you have a finishing and a polishing foam pad. So they have different levels of finishing touches. You have finishing compound, cutting compound, and of course you can get different levels of compound there as well. But on my vehicle, I'm a clay bar and then go through with these. And on this car, I'm just going to use a little bit of cutting, and then I'm going to use the finishing polishing, and hopefully that will bring this car back to its shiny restored state. In general, these cars have their painted finish, and most of them have a clear coat on them. And when stuff scratches them, your hope is that you don't go through the clear coat, and what you want to do is even out that clear coat. So in theory, let's say your clear coat is 2 inches thick, you're going to be cutting into that clear coat and hopefully not going all the way down to the paint. So if under a microscope your clear coat's 2 inches thick, you may take an inch off of it, leave yourself some clear coat, make the car look like new again. These pads attach to the polisher with Velcro, so it's easy to get them on and off. First thing we're going to do is spread a little bit of the ultra cut compound and try to smooth this out, and then go back with a finishing compound. I put a little on the cloth, spread it where I need to hit it with the polisher, and now I'm going to put the polisher on a medium speed, maybe 4, and do some rubbing action across it. You want to keep it moving, don't want to stop, just hit the spot that you really need to. Putting just a little bit of pressure on it. Cut it off, take a look. If it's not as smooth as you want it, put a little more cutting compound on there. Go ahead, stop. The big thing is you want to keep it moving. You want to go across, then up and down. It's an orbital polisher, so it should do a circular motion, so you really can't see your trail. But this was pretty deep, so I'm going to try to hit it with a little bit of polishing compound that may be a little bit more aggressive than my cutting compound. Alright, so we got it about half as nice as I want it to be, but it's not that noticeable when you walk by it no more. It is still a little marred up, but not as bad as it was. But we don't want to take it down or burn the paint on it, so we're going to go ahead and wax it and leave it like that. I'm going to try to restore the paint on my vehicle. I had somebody do the hood for me when I was on my first helper tour in Kalamazoo. They did the hood, showed me how to do it with a professional style polisher, and I'm going to do the top. So first we're going to wash the vehicle off, and then I'm going to take some trim off, and then I'm going to do it and let you see the difference between the side that I do and the side that's in the condition that it's in now. This is how the hood looks. It's in pretty good shape. Black, just has very little clouding, but when you come up on the roof, you'll see that the roof has a lot of clouding. It almost don't even look black. It looks more gray than black, and that's over the sunroof. So I'm going to do half of the vehicle, and that's a little bit of sunlight on it. How bad the condition the paint is in, cloudy. I'm going to do the driver's half and leave the other half so you can see the before and after effects. First thing I'm going to do is clay bar it. There's instructions on there. The before and after, before actually looks like my paint does now, and the after you can see and feel the difference. And it has instructions on there. It's got spray with it. So let me go ahead and show you how to use it. The first thing it tells you to do is wash the car and put it in shade. Then it says this has this quick detailer in the box. You want to mist the car with that surface. Then you need a clay bar in your hands into a small disc and rub the clay bar over the part of the vehicle that you missed. So you want to do small sections at a time. and lubricate the surface to remove the bonded contaminants in the paint surface. Then after you have the contaminants wiped up or clay barred out, you wipe the surface dry. So in the box you have your detailer, your terry cloth towel, and your clay bar. When you're purchasing this stuff from the store, be extra careful that you check your packaging, because 9 out of 10 of these packages was actually missing the clay. So you don't want to buy a box of this stuff, think you're about to get to work, and the clay's missing. So you want to knead the clay bar into a flat disc. And now I'm going to take the detailer and spray it on top of the car. As you can see, I took my roof racks off this part of the car because I didn't want nothing in the way of me getting all the way to the edges. You want to do small sections at a time. You wet it, and then you rub the clay bar in a waxing motion. And you just rub it, and as you can see, I already got black coming up on my clay bar. So do little sections at a time, about 1 square foot. Rub it for a few minutes, wipe it off, and then move to your next section. Next time, you spray the detailer on there, and then you rub the clay bar into the paint. Just work it in little sections at a time. Don't try to do too big of a section, because you want it to stay wet while you're doing it. And rub it until it feels good and smooth. And then you want to take your terry cloth towel and wipe it off. So wipe it dry. So that's what it's looking like coming off on the towel and on the clay. And after I get a piece of the clay pretty dirty, I just knead it around in there and start all over. While you're rubbing on the clay bar and it's wet, you'll see maybe like water spots or something while you're rubbing it in. And you want to keep rubbing until those spots are gone. You want it to just be a smooth, wet surface. And when you get done, you'll rub your clay bar side and it'll be real smooth. And you'll notice your other side feels a little gritty and sandy. So you got to rub the clay bar until it's a real smooth surface. After you get done with your clay bar, put it in your little kit. You don't want it to dry out. I guess you could check it every once in a while, make sure it's nice and soft. Or just wrap it up in some plastic so that it doesn't dry out on you, like a small sandwich bag or something like that. Since I have this cloudiness in my paint, I'm going to use a polisher and polish the surface of it to try to get this cloudiness out and bring it back to a nice black shine. First thing I'm going to do is go across the surface with this ultra cut compound with the corresponding pads for cutting. Then I'm going to go to the ultra finishing compound with that corresponding pad, and then I'm going to wax the surface of it. Here's the professional grade polisher that I got from Harbor Freight. It's a dual action variable speed. Then I got the 3 pads. I got the cutting pad, which is the lightest orange, the polishing pad, which is blue, and then the finishing pad, which is black. So I'm going to start out with the cutting compound in the orange, then I'm going to go to the polishing compound in the blue, and then I'm going to wax it and hit it with the finishing foam pad. What you want to do is get some of the compound down there on the surface, rub the compound on the vehicle, and then you want to cut the polisher on. Don't let it sit in any space too long. You want to move both directions while it does its thing. And don't push too hard, you don't want to burn the paint. So. You want to get one section at a time. Don't try to bite off too much. And just polish it in and keep it moving. That's how the pad looks when you get a section done. Section, you don't want this polish to dry on the paint, so you want to wipe off your excess polish and move on to the next section. So use that same cloth you were using or a different towel that you were using when you were using the clay bar. Just get that polishing compound off. Okay, I'm just going in a level with the ultra finishing polish, and I want to see if you can tell the difference. This is how the vehicle looked before I started, grayish paint finish. This is how the vehicle looked after the cutting compound. So it went from this to this. Now this is what it looks like with the ultra finishing compound. So it went from this to this to this. Now the finishing compound, you could take bigger bites, not too much bigger, maybe 2-3 square feet at a time, and you let the polisher not sit too heavy on it, lightly rub over top of it until it's almost dry, and then you buff it dry with the terry cloth towel or some kind of towel, and then the car is actually stripped dry, has no wax on it. After that is when you wax it. I did a final finishing polish on the hood, on this half of the roof and along the roof, and I'll show you that split between the roof and the other half. All of it was looking grayish, like on the back there. I didn't split that in half, but I can. But here's the side that was not done, and here's the side that is done. So I'm going to leave this like this because I'm weird like that, and so people can see the difference between the finished product and the unfinished product for a couple of weeks as I finish my Texas tour. And now I'm going to wax the entire car, both halves. Driving through the Big D, there's somebody that needs some help with the Robert DIY tour with his mirror hanging off his door. Got here in Pick and Pull in Dallas, see a beautiful red 850 sedan leaving, looks like a 94 GLT. Nice. So I'm gonna go in here in the Dallas Pick and Pull, see what they got going on. I'm at the Pick and Pull in Dallas off of 35. Looked like somebody had a car drifted in out of his parking spot. At any rate, we're going to see if they got anything in here worth harvesting. Usually they do. And they may have some kind of sales going on today, so we'll see. Found a good light reflector in a boot from a 98 S70. And I think this may be a 96 850. Actually, it's a 95. Nothing on it that I can see that I need or want. Didn't do too bad. Got a couple ABS modules, a couple parking brake boots, armrest, reflector. So let us go see what's at the next one before it closes down. Today they're having a sale on items, so this is good. Just wanted to remind you guys that Diane and I are down in the Big D roughing it with my best friend Calvin. As you can see, his home is kind of comfortable, kind of fun. He's got a little hot tub here, pool over there, the sun sitting on it. So we're going to hang out here as long as we can. And these folks, I don't think they've missed a meal in a while, because they've been overfeeding us since we've been here. If you feel that this information was useful, please like it and share it with your social media friends. You can subscribe to my channel so that you will get notifications of future videos that I post. You can follow me on Twitter, and if you need to contact me directly, please visit my website. And if you have any questions, leave them below, and someone or myself will reply to them. Again, thank you very much for watching.